let me know. So when the baby was born, she let me know. I went down to the courthouse. I had them to take out child support for 19 years for both of my daughters.
Good.
And I was so thrilled. So I said, keep in touch with me because I always want to know my daughter. All of a sudden, she moved. I didn't have any knowledge of how to go about doing any research to find my daughter because I was so concerned that whatever I did, I wanted to do the right thing because that is my daughter.
Okay.
The mother didn't have the right to take my daughter away from me, although I took the step to support my daughter.
Okay.
So at the same time, I didn't see my daughter again until she was about 6 months old.
Okay. How did you see her then?
I just happened to see her on the street.
Okay.
And when
you
I
saw your 6-month-old daughter on the street.
No, I saw not my 6-month-old daughter, I seen the mother.
Okay.
And I asked her, could I see my daughter?
Okay, what happened?
So I asked, I said, please, let's stay in touch with one another because I want my daughter to know me. And she moves again. I have no idea where she moved. I have no information. I'm asking people where she used to live.
Did you ever ultimately find out again?
Yes, I did.
How old was your daughter then?
13 in the 7th grade. At that time, my
Were you
youngest
able
daughter.
to resume a relationship?
Yes.
From age 13 until how old?
23.
My mother has never ever said anything bad about him.
Okay. Give her some tissue.
She always said everything good about him. She never just said anything bad. She gave me pictures of him. She always said, well, maybe one day, you know, you and your father will be able to get in contact with each other and you'll be able to have a father-daughter
She said she
relationship.
didn't know where he was, or what did she tell you?
I know my mother gave the telephone number to the
How do you
social
know?
worker. Because she told me every time.
How old were you when she told you that?
I was 10. He didn't respond until I was 13. He didn't want to be in my life because he was only there for 6 months. When my mother
at age 13, he only stayed involved in your life for 6 months?
Yes, sir. When my mother let him know that she did not want to be with him, I did not hear anything else from him. I called him after my mother passed.
At what age?
23. That was in September.
You all didn't have any communication from age 13 to 23?
No, sir.
And this is not true?
At the age of 13, that's when I met her again with my youngest daughter who's sitting right there.
So then what?
Then I got my 2 daughters established to know one another because they didn't know each other.
You and she, that's what I want to know.
Well, when her mother died, she had had called me and said, I want a relationship, to start a relationship. So I said, okay. So 2 weeks later, she said she wanted to borrow $200 from me.
But nevertheless, he says, reach out to you. Or no, you reached out to him.
Yes.
And then he loaned you some money and now he's suing you. So what happened?
Okay, if I may,
that was a great way to reunite, huh? I guess he did too. Give me 200, Dad. Okay, I'm gonna sue you now. So, all right, go ahead.
Stay tuned. Defendant Charity Bryant is being sued by her father, who she claims wasn't a part of her life until she turned 23.
Go ahead, ma'am.
If I may, can I just elaborate a little bit about what happened?
Go ahead.
My mother passed away on April 29th, 2008.
I hear that.
She was the only person that I know. Me and her had the tightest bond. I got in contact with him because I feel as though if I have one parent that's not here, I need at least another parent, my father, to step in to help me out. I had to quit my job to take care of my mother before she died. I remember times when he only sent $12 in the mail. I told him about that. He said that if I was only receiving $12 in the mail, that's only what my mother thought that I was worth.
Untrue.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am. Your witness want to speak? State your name.
Lauren Hodge.
What do you want to tell me?
I just want to say that Curtis says a bunch of lies, and he tries to make us put ourselves out there to get in contact with him when he knows doggone well he does not put himself out there to get in contact with us.
All right. And with regard to the loan, young lady?
Okay, with regard to the loan, I was supposed to buy a car. I was short $200. I asked him, can I borrow $200 to buy the car?
Why did you decide to sue her? Well, let's look, $200. You weren't in her life for all these years.
Well, Judge, Your Honor, I wouldn't have did this till she verbally cursed me out.
When?
when I asked for my money.
Your Honor, if I may say,
What did she say?
She said, you got a problem in calling me, and started verbally cursing me.
Ma'am, did you talk disrespectful or abusively to your father?
I was like, you know what? Since you calling everybody, telling them that I'm good for nothing, that my mother didn't raise me right, that I have no respect for myself, and that I'm going to jail, I said, you know what? After this, Monday, we agreed that she did give me.
Sir, do you recall this part of the conversation?
Only part of the conversation is true is when she admitted that she did curse me, and about her mother, it's not true.
Did she ever allege that you had been bad-mouthing her to others?
No, I never.
This is the first time you heard this?
First time I heard of it.
Defamation and harassment, that goes through him. He called my sister. He called my aunt. He called her mother about the $200, telling them that I was good for nothing, that I was going to jail. He's going to send the police to my job to arrest me. He's going to press charges. He even went so far as on the 20th, before I could get my check cash, with the day that we were supposed to meet up, he sent 2 police officers to my aunt's house looking for me.
On the 20th?
Yes.
3 days after, 3 days late. Sir? She sent the police.
I called the police and asked them to meet me so I could meet them there to find out if she lived there.
One more time. Did you call anyone other than the police on her to talk about what she owed you?
No, sir.
Never talked to anyone else?
Her aunt. I'm sorry,
You
sir.
just said
I'm
no,
sorry,
sir. Now you say you called her aunt. Sir, calling her aunt about a debt that she owes you is not something you should have done. She's a grown woman. You don't have to call anybody. I'm going to grant you your $200 because you admit to owing, but I'm going to grant her $300 because I believe you have harassed her. Have a good day.